Hey guys, Chad here from Take It or Leave It, here with the movie recommendation for you for the film MadS. Here's the synopsis. This film kicks off by following a teenager who stops by his dealer's place to test a new drug before heading off for a night of partying. However, on the way home, he picks up an injured woman and the night takes a surreal turn. Alright, with that down, why do I think you should consider adding this to your watch list? Well, let's get the obvious reason out of the way first, okay? And that is that this film is filmed in one continuous take, which is clearly a very unique thing. It just doesn't happen that often, and that can sometimes be a bit of a gimmicky approach depending on the film and what the purpose is for incorporating one continuous shot. But yeah, not this film. This film, it was definitely called for. If that was the route they wanted to go, it made sense. The story absolutely called for it. And I gotta say that if you're a found footage appreciator like myself, I think you'll definitely like this kind of film because it feels like a found footage kind of film. But at the same time, if you're not a found footage fan, I would say, hey, give this a shot still if it sounds interesting, because it's not shaky cam. But yeah, at the end of the day, I just thought this one continuous shot approach really worked for this film because it was just really interesting to see this story evolve in real time, because it really contributed to that feeling of this situation completely spiraling out of control and we were just going deeper and deeper down the rabbit's hole. But that kind of leads me to my second reason for recommending this film, which is this film starts off very micro, very intimate, but then it ends very, very macro. Like, don't get it twisted. Yeah, this is one continuous take, and a lot of movies that do that end up just staying in one area. No, this film spans an entire city. I'm honestly shocked. Like, how the hell did they film this? They took over the city, it feels like, for making this film. But the film doesn't just expand geographically, it also expands in the sense of who we're following throughout the film. There are several characters that are introduced into the movie, and you kind of think they're just going to be minor characters, but you might be surprised how important they end up being. But one of the effects that's so cool to experience as the film goes from micro to macro over real time is that sense of cluelessness that our characters are feeling. We're also feeling that because the film keeps expanding the scope of the film by adding new things into the mix, or even old things that are now catching up with our characters. All of which our characters are unaware of, and they're clueless, we're clueless, and it's fun as hell. And lastly, this film is insane from start to finish. I mean, sure, there's a couple much needed pauses to the action along the way, but basically once the injured woman enters the mix, my eyes were glued to the frickin' screen for the entire film from that point forward. And whether it was horror or suspense or action or sex or whatever it was, there was always something popping off the screen, and it was just insane for the rest of the film. This film definitely has elements of 28 Days Later, The Sadness, Climax, and Euphoria. And if all that sounds interesting, then I definitely recommend that you add MadS to your watch list and give it a shot. But those are just my thoughts. Take it or leave it. What do you guys think? Have you heard of this film? Have you seen it yet? Do you have any idea why the frickin' S is capitalized at the end of MadS? I don't. I have no idea. It's driving me nuts. But if you know, let me know down in the comment section. Let's talk about it. And if you enjoyed this video, but you want more information about what's on my watch list, what I'm currently watching, the kind of ratings I'm giving these films, as well as upcoming releases I'm looking forward to, don't forget to follow me on track.tv. My username is TIOLI_reviews. The link is in the description box. Go ahead and click it and start following me on Tracked, and I look forward to seeing you over there. And as usual, guys, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate it. Don't be afraid to hit that like and subscribe button. And until next time, I'm Chad from Take It or Leave It, and I'll check you later.
Check you later. Check you later.
Hey, man, get off my case.
Oh, man. Chicks don't want to hear that shit.